No, look like we alive. Look like we are good to go. Ain't got nothing else to do, so I decided to go ahead and do this. Yeah, yeah, it's excellent. Audio is good, and let's see how many people will get in here. I haven't talked about the Falcons much, so I'm gonna try to get that done today. We talked about the draft and everything, but I really never talked about the Falcons in general. I usually talk about Georgia Southern when I usually do this, so it's going to be a little different. I do want to talk about the Falcons because I feel that it is a little more is interesting what they're doing, and I think it's going to be pretty cool at the end of the day. So I want to get people's thoughts and opinions if they decide to come through. Let's see. I'm gonna put this up so I'll let everybody know. It's so hard to be trying to do this while I've got this microphone on my face, but that's okay. Let's see, copy the link. I'm gonna do this right before the second round starts, so hopefully we'll see how that plays out. Hopefully some people come in. I want to see what people think about this whole situation with Kyle Pitts. Did we miss out on a quarterback? What is going on here? So I'm going to get about maybe another minute or so, and then I'm going to go ahead and jump right in and just start talking. Probably make this every, what's going on? How you doing? Falcon for life. Good to see you, bro. Good to see you. Going to see how this plays out. Hopefully this works out. Let's see if I can get the font. The font is kind of small right there. Let me see. I don't want to move that too much. But let's get into it. This whole situation with Kyle Trask, not Trask. Why I keep saying Kyle Trask? Because I guess they both played on the same team. Kyle Pitts. I think people are overblowing it a little bit. I got a real issue with the way some people are trying to overblow this whole thing. I don't think it's not as nearly as bad as it is made out to be. And I really, wonder if people are looking at the big picture with this new regime coming in with Arthur Smith and Terry Fontenot. I wonder how people are looking at that, because at the end of the day, I really feel that this could be a situation where they're going in the right direction. Oh, I know why this thing is the way it is. Let me see. It'll probably blow up real quick. Give me 1 second. It didn't? Okay. Let me see. There we go. That's how I wanted to look. I wanted to get it kind of smaller. All right, let's see. Let me pull that ball right there. That's good. No, that's too far. But I really think that we're going to be okay when it comes to actually, the rest of this draft. I don't think it's all doom and gloom like some people are trying to make it out to be. They're really making it out to be something that it's not. And to me, I think it's really unfortunate because the one pick does not, one pick does not define the entire regime of what's going on here. We got a new GM, we got a new coach, we have a whole new coaching staff. So with that being said, we should be in pretty good hands as far as everything that's played out so far. We got rid of a lot of dead weight as far as cap. We got rid of some people that really was a liability based on defense, and it looks like everything is being somewhat retooled. I don't think that it's going to be as doom and gloom as it is. I think with this first pick just shows that they're trusting in Matt Ryan for at least the next 2 to 3 years, and I don't have a problem with that. At the end of the day, I think it's something that we'll be able to get over on. I just don't understand that. Falcons for life. Good to see you. Hood Nerd, what's up, bro? Good to see you again. Falcon for life said, I feel that their process is if we outscore the other team, we win. So score 30, 40 points a game with playmakers we got in the build the D after the first round of the draft. And see, that's what I was saying. And when the draft comes on later on tonight, I'm going to be live streaming that. And then that's where we can talk about the actual picks that the Falcons will have around that time, because I think the second round will be rather telling what we're going to do as far as defense, because I think we're going to go defense then. Hoodner says, why draft a quarterback and to sit and hope he's good rather than draft the best player or at worst the second best player in the draft? My main thing is I don't necessarily think it was really picking best player available. I think it's something that's somewhat of a need, because even when Matt Ryan goes and you have a guy like this coming through, it's just a safety blanket for the next quarterback beyond Matt Ryan. So it's not necessarily just the best player in general. I think he fits what they're trying to do at the end of the day, especially with the value of that pick at number 4. I mean, you don't want to reach and get a defensive player because obviously the defense is the problem on the team. You don't want to reach for that type of player so early. So why not get, I mean, in some cases, like you said, get the best player. But I think this particular player is a really good fit because, I mean, it's really easy to say, hey, let's get one of the receivers when you already got Calvin Ridley and possibly going to have Julio Jones. And let's not forget Russell Gage. Russell Gage could be easily, a good slot guy. So why would you try to get like a Jalen Waddle or Devonta Smith when you already have the receivers? Hayden Hurst is good, but you also have to remember what they're trying to do as far as the philosophy on offense. Arthur Smith and company like to run a 2 tight end set. So with that being said, why not get a second tight end to go along with Hayden Hurst? So it just fits really well, in my opinion, for what they're doing. I don't have a problem with the pick, and I think it would have been much better for them to have this pick when you still have a quarterback that's basically doing a pretty good job at his position. I mean, Matt Ryan, as much as people want to talk about Matt Ryan is not the problem. He has not been the problem for, I can't remember a time when Matt Ryan was literally the liability on the team. He's done his job for the most part. So I don't understand that. What team can cover 5 wide that consists of Julio? Exactly. So that's why I say I think it's a really good fit, especially for a quarterback who would need as many weapons as possible. At first, when the draft started coming, I always thought that, and I know this would have been a reach as well, I kind of thought that Najee Harris would have been a good pick at number 4 because he's just that talented and it's a definite fit, definite need for the Falcons. But once we sign Mike Davis, I'm thinking like, okay, we're probably going to get another running back in later rounds. I'm okay with that because Mike Davis, even though he's been in the league for a minute, he does not necessarily have that much tread on, or he has a lot of tread on his wheels. So he's going to be fine. He just hasn't had a chance to actually be a starting running back. He get plays here and there, and he's been doing good every time he was on the field. He just never caught that moment where he's actually a starter. So I think that'll be pretty good. I think for the rest of the draft, which, like I said, I'm going to go back live around 7:15. Well, I'll probably go live at 7. And over there, on the second round, I think it's a perfect opportunity for at least the next 4 out of the next 6, or I think we got 8 more picks left. At least 6 out of the next 8 picks go defense. I have no problem with that because the defensive side of the ball for this draft is not as, I'm not going to say it's not as demanding or it's not as valuable as it was in the past. I just think that you can get these guys later on in the draft. A lot like the safety, like Asante Samuel, you can get him. Morig, you can get him as well in the second round easily. There's other guys that plays defense that you can get later on, 3rd round, 4th round. You can also try to get an offensive lineman because there's some valuable offensive linemen later. And the running back, you can get another pretty decent running back later on in the draft. I got my eyes set on Puka Williams. He may not be there, but Puka Williams out of Kansas is perfect for catching footballs out the backfield. So I have no problem with that. Hoodnut also says, to me, you can't pass on a generational talent like Pitts. I'm with you on that. I'm not saying that his talent alone was the reason why the Falcons picked him. I just know the philosophy of what Arthur Smith is bringing from the Tennessee Titans. When he was at the Tennessee Titans, they liked to run the ball and they liked the 2 tight end set. The only tight end you had was Hayden Hurst. So not only he's a generational talent, he's a good fit. I mean, it's exactly what they want to do. I remember when Terry Fontenot was saying, I was listening to it earlier, Terry Fontenot was literally saying that they was eyeing this guy for months. They were eyeing at least after the Super Bowl, or at least after once he got the job here in Atlanta. They were eyeing him ever since they walked in the door and started talking about who they're going to look at. So not only that, once the coaching staff and the GM got together, they knew what type of philosophy that they wanted to run, and Pitts was just the perfect guy for it. I mean, it's just icing on the cake that he's a generational talent, not just a good receiver or a surefire pick. Because there's a difference between being a good pick a good player, a really good pick for a player, or generational talent. It just so happened that he's a generational talent. So it works out perfectly. And I just think that with the philosophy they're trying to run, it just gets no better than that. And I'm happy that they did pick him up. I have no quarrels with the pick at all. I just think that at the end of the day, they could just bolster up the defense some a little bit. I think that's something that they'll be able to do. Did the Falcons miss out on a generational quarterback? I want to talk about that real quick. I don't think they did, to be honest. I don't think they missed out on a generational quarterback at all, because I think there's more quarterbacks to be taken, more quarterbacks that could be picked later on in the draft. Don't sleep on that, because there's already talks about the Falcons may use one of their 8 picks that they have left on a quarterback. Like I said, 6 to 8 more picks. The 6 to 8 picks could be defense, so that leaves at least 2 for offensive players, whether that be another running back, whether that be offensive lineman, whether it be quarterback. Because if you look at the situation, those are only 3 places that they're going to go on the offensive side. I don't see them picking up another receiver. I don't see them picking up a tight end. I don't see them picking a fullback or anything like that. I don't even think they're in the draft, to be honest. So I don't see them picking nobody else on offense outside of those 3. I would not be surprised if they pick a quarterback maybe like in the 5th round or something. And that'll be perfect, because Matt Ryan is probably going to be, barring injury, Matt Ryan got 2 good years left in him. You keep that quarterback around, it's possible that he'll be the heir apparent. And I see nothing wrong with that compared to, like Hoodner said earlier, why would you pick somebody so high? And with him being picked that high, he's going to be demanding. Well, I ain't going to say he's going to be demanding. He's going to probably end up, actually starting because of the demand of this draft status. It won't be a good look, and then you're going to have a problem. If you have somebody coming in the 5th round, 4th round, they're going to be able to sit back for a while because of their status, and maybe because of money reasons. He's not that expensive, so that'd be a pretty good situation to where he could sit back and watch. If you guys haven't already, please click the like button. I want to see if I can do this more on a regular basis. I did do the draft last week with me and the guys from First and Frame Rates. We did do that. But as far as doing more solo stuff, let me know if you guys like this by hitting the like button, or just sharing the video. Let me know what you guys think, because I want to do more of this, not only just with the Falcons, but I'm a big Georgia Southern football fan. I want to do that as well. So if you guys are really interested and you like what you see, or you want to continue the conversations outside, after this stream, I can do more of these. I really appreciate it. I think Justin Fields was a generational quarterback. I think who else was available? Mac Jones. I'm not really sure on Mac Jones. But at the moment, at the time of the pick, I think Justin Fields was a generational quarterback. I can say was. I think he is a generational quarterback. I just don't think that with the way Matt Ryan's been playing, and he's getting older, I don't think it was a good deal to try to get another quarterback here so early. You got another 2 years on him, and I think it'll work. And I just think we just need to build more on the defensive side. We build more on the defensive side, I think we'll be fine. Did they miss out on one? Maybe for a generational quarterback for another team, but I don't think that it's a good fit right now. talk to me in 2023 or maybe even 2022, and we'll talk about a quarterback then, because I think that'll be a good time to talk about really getting a quarterback, especially if we don't draft one in this draft. I think it'll be a pretty good move. So we'll look into that. Will the rest of the draft be successful? I think the rest of the draft. I think the rest of the draft could be successful because I think these guys are acting like. I mean, not acting. I think these guys are actually capable of putting together a good team. I think with Arthur Smith, Terry Fontenot, and the rest of the coaching staff, I think they're going to be able to put a pretty good team together. And I think at the end of the day, it's going to be well worth it. I think it's going to be a situation where you're going to see guys that are being picked, and the picks that they get everything's just going to gel together because of the talent of the staff. I think the staff is going to do pretty good. I don't think this is one of the situations where we had like what was the other guy name? Oh goodness. He was the coach for the Falcons back then when they drafted Matt Ryan. Smitty? I don't think we're going to have one of those situations. I don't think we're going to have a situation with Dan Quinn. I seriously believe that these group of guys together are going to actually put something good together for this team. And if we stick around for maybe 2-3 years, we'll start seeing the benefits. Hell, you never know. We may even start seeing the benefits this year. Because, I mean, the team's not bad. We just need to bolster up, back up on defense again because the defense has been depleted. I think we lost pretty much all of our safeties. We still got A.J. Terrell, but the front seven still needs help as well, especially where Grady Jarrett is. Grady Jarrett needs somebody next to him to pressure that middle. And I think, unlike we said in the second round, I think I don't want to put out names yet because I want to wait till the draft comes. But I know one defensive player that stands out that could play up front is I think it's Barrymore out of Alabama. I think they could pick him at defensive tackle. Just be known, there's no other defensive tackles actually been taken yet. And the kid from Auburn is still there that was drafted last year. Davison is still there. We could see if he could step up because he didn't play as much at all. As far as the secondary go, Morrig, Asante Samuel Jr., Falcon for Life said that as well. I think that's somewhere that we can go as far as picking up some secondary players in the secondary. I think that'll be a really good look right there. And there's other guys that I haven't really looked at, but I'm pretty sure they know. So I guess we could probably start building around the defense, get some guys in the secondary, maybe get another linebacker. I don't know too much about the line. I think the linebackers are pretty much set for the most part. But the defensive line, that could use some help as well. We still got Comiskey. Comiskey could be okay. He didn't do too bad last year. I personally would like to see him at linebacker more. I think he's better off if he is standing up at the line instead of 3-point stance or whatever. So I think he will be. I think he'll be better as a linebacker because he's a little more athletic. So I like to see that. So I think at the end of the day, I think we can pull another defensive tackle, probably a defensive end, and build up the secondary. And I think we already got a few veterans in already, but I would like to see more some more young guys come in and see how that goes. Once this entire draft is over, we're going to have a situation where we have to evaluate the talent. We're also going to have to see what they're going to do when it comes to Julio Jones' contract. Can they make enough moves to get under the cap to sign the rookies as well? That's one of the big problems what we have with this whole thing. The salary cap is jacked up, and we may have to get rid of Julio. Is that a bad thing? Absolutely. You don't want to lose anybody like that. But, hear me out. If we lose Julio, I believe that Lamar Jackson, boy, where did I get that from? Oh, I see it on my phone, that's why. I believe Calvin Ridley could be a number one. I believe that I firmly believe that he could be a number one. And I believe that Kyle Pitts could move away from the tight end spot and possibly use him as a receiver a little bit, somewhat like a Darren Waller or a Travis Kelce type. So it will be a big drop off if Julio is gone, but at the end of the day, I think they're going to be able to be all right. I would like to keep Julio, obviously, but we'll see how that goes. What up, State of Franchise? How you doing? He said, I thought there was a rookie reserve pool of money. Apparently not, because everybody's saying that the Falcons right now got a little bit less than $1 million in the cap right now, and they don't know what to do. So they're like a little bit, they're like $1 million, a little bit under, I think like $950,000 in cap money. That's not enough to sign all your rookies. I thought there was a rookie reserve as well too, but apparently not. And I'm like, all right, what the hell is going on here? What happened? It's really weird because I just thought that we had it. I thought we had it all together. But nevertheless, that's what we're looking at. So by June 1st, we're going to have to figure out what's going on here. Because there's a possibility that if they can't restructure Julio's contract, which I'm not sure if they're going to do it, because he's owed $15.3 million. I don't think they're going to restructure his contract unless they're going to try to kick the can down the road again, like how they were doing with Matt Ryan's contract, putting all his money on the back end of the 3 years that he has left. Outside of that, I'm not sure if they'll be able to do it. So I'm really interested to see how that goes. But I just think at the end of the day, all these other picks that they got going on, I think they're going to be fine. I think they're going to do okay when it comes to the rest of the draft. I will be back later on to do the draft at 7 o'clock. So if like Falcons for Life, this is my first time seeing you here. I'm not really sure if you're new. If you're new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We're going to be talking about Falcons at 7 o'clock. We're going to be talking about the second round picks. I mean, we can all have our own little fellowship. I may bring some of the guys in from First and Frame Rates. They may come back. They said they may. I'm not really sure. If so, we'll do it like that. And also, it's good to talk to us instead of talking to those experts. You know, to me, it just feels more. It just feels better to talk to one another instead of talking to a screen that nobody can talk back to. We always can have our own conversation with that. So I said I was going to try to do this within 30 minutes, and it is now at 22. So I'm not going to stay too much longer. I think I answered all the questions that I wanted to. The whole situation with the generational QB, I think we're good. Kyle Pitts, I also think we're good. And I think these guys are going to be okay with the rest of the draft as far as picking. But we're going to see and find out. So I'm going to go ahead and slide up out of here. I will see you guys at 7 o'clock. I'll be right back here doing this thing, watching the draft and giving my thoughts. So I really appreciate it. Thanks everybody who came through. Thank you for liking the video. Hope you guys share what I'm doing over here. And if you haven't already, subscribe. You guys be blessed. You guys be safe. I'll see you guys at 7 p.m. Eastern. And you guys take it easy. All right, y'all. Peace.